Hello, you beautiful, amazing people listening to this week's episode of Hitting the Bars. It is Keltie, virtually beside Savvy Wavy One. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a little wrecked. I
Mm-hmm.
came back on a 2-week trip, went to Washington to see my cousin get married, spend time with friends and family, and I got the worst allergies there. Like I forgot how
No.
allergies make me so sick. Flonase, the amount of Flonase I used still didn't help me. I was hawking everything up. It was awful. And then I went to Cabo and it like lingered, but it was fun.
Ooh,
Went to Cabo for a
nice.
bachelorette party, and ironically, I think people do not get drunk in Cabo often because I think they water down the drinks. I didn't get drunk once. I didn't even have a buzz once, and I took an insane amount of tequila shots.
Okay, there's gotta be. There's gotta be. Well, I was gonna say watered down drinks for sure. Ice is melting just right there. It's hot. Drinks will always be watered down, just simply from that. But then, they're shaking things. That waters it down. They're
But
probably
like,
just
I
adding
shouldn't
water
be
to
able to
it.
take 6 shots
Yeah.
and not be drunk. And I don't know, maybe it was all the food too, but like I did not get drunk at all. And then ironically, the night I got back, Michael
Yeah.
and I had like champagne because we hadn't seen each other in so long. We're like, let's have a
Yeah.
drink together. I was so hungover the next day. I was like so drunk off
Yeah.
of the champagne that I was like dry heaving. Like I was like, oh, I don't feel good. like everything was spinning. And I'm like, how am I drunk the night I get home from a
Yeah.
bachelorette trip? Went too hard in the champagne.
Or you just built up. It was slowly building and then accumulation. It was just a slow burn.
I thought it was like unstoppable. I was like, man,
Yeah.
I've been drinking nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for the second bottle. No.
It's got to
The
be
next
watered
day,
down.
do you ever feel so hungover that you do a task and you're timing yourself and it only took me 15 minutes, but I thought 2 hours had passed?
I've never personally timed it because I don't want to know that about myself. But like, I know exactly what you mean. Just that
It was
feeling
like,
of.
I was like making steak and I like always, time it to like flip it. And I just forgot to turn off the timer. And then I go in to do laundry because like we're leaving again. And then I'm like literally like trying not to vomit. Michael comes out and he's like, go lay down. And I'm like, I just have so much to do. And he's like, you're hungover, go lay down. I'm like, okay. And I lay down and I looked at my timer and it said 15 minutes.
Oh,
And I
humbled.
literally thought I'd been up for like 2 hours. And I was like, oh.
It's just like whenever I'm that hungover and like say I'm walking downtown or something, and like no one can tell I'm just hate my life in that moment. I just look like maybe a little sleepy, just an average person. These people haven't seen me before. And then I start being like, who else is like this? You know what I mean? Like I don't go around thinking, oh, 10% of the population is hungover right now, but it probably is. Like, do you know what I mean? That's all I can think about. Like I'm in this like internal battle that no one knows about. And then I'm like, who else is internally battling, especially on like a Sunday morning? I'm like, we're at the farmer's market. I'm like, who's 10 seconds away from yakking right now?
Definitely. It really makes me appreciate my body back in college because I was like ruthless. I was just a gremlin when it came to going out back in college where you used to split. I don't know if you guys did this. It's like these date dashes where you go with one other person and you'd spend the night together, like hang out, play games, whatever. And you would split a fifth of alcohol together, sometimes a half G. And you were hungover, but like not that hungover. Like you were obviously able to go to the gym and rally and go to class. And now I can't even have like freaking bubbles and I'm out. Like I think there's only one time I've ever been that hungover in college. And like that was like the hangover. I was vomiting till like 10 p.m. at night. That's how I felt this weekend.
I feel I had such like a weird drinking experience with college now that I think about it. Cause I'm like, it doesn't really relate because I could only drink Saturdays ever because I played basketball and there's a 24-hour drinking rule and like everyone's partying every day of the week. And so I had to make up for it. And by the time the games were done, we drove there, got ready. You had like 2-3 hours to drink. So the amount of alcohol I consumed in just 3 hours was frightening. And I felt it the next day. And then it was like, you still had to get up and study. And so it was like, and I woke up, I remember waking up every Sunday being like, this is the worst. But it was also like, I enjoyed it. Like it was less of like, I didn't get hungover and more as like, I wore it with a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I'm hungover. I drank. Now I'm like, that's not.
I fit in. Did you ever
I
feel
know.
that way? Like, I used to be such a goody two-shoes
Yeah.
back in high school, and then when I drank in college, I was like, "Oh, I feel like I fit in," which is a very sad thing to admit, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I'm just
Oh,
being
yeah.
honest with that, but I felt like, "Oh, I can finally relate to this," or like, I fit in with these girls that are drinking, and like, I felt bad in a way, like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I drink too." I was too scared to do anything else, but I drank.
Oh, I would say, like, fit in wasn't the thing, but it's more that I felt like a badass. I was like, "I'm
Yeah,
so cool." Like, I'm so mature and, like, I'm an
yeah,
adult. I make my own decisions.
yeah, yeah.
And now
Absolutely.
it's
How was your
an
weekend?
actual the opposite. I'm not hungover. I only have, like it's been a bit of a mayhem last few months, and it'll be mayhem next few weeks, but I was like, I took the weekend, and I just got my shit together. The whole
What do you
polar
have going
opposite.
on?
So I leave just filming a bunch. Like, it's crazy film week because I got to account for now. I take 2 weeks off into travel. And so, like, I'm accounting for it now. Sorry to the YouTube viewers that
The
just
video
watched
said, "Yay!"
just balloons. She's taking
Said she's taking
vacation.
off.
And then I traveled to Sweden on Monday. So like I lose a work day then. So it was just like getting my stuff together, like cleaning my apartment, doing laundry, picking out outfits for summer travels now. Because I got to pack for our vacation now because it's a little confusing because I'll go to Sweden, then we'll travel. But like
How
I
long will
have
you be in
my
Sweden?
a month, and then Megs will come here for a month. So it'll be
But I
nice.
mean, you just said you're traveling in Europe, so you
Yeah, so
get
we're
to
going
Sweden.
Sweden, and then we're going to France. And then from France, we're going to Vancouver. But I got to pack for France now. Like, I don't actually have to pack for Sweden. There's nothing to pack, but I have to pack for France now. So it's a little weird, like packing a month ahead of time. But just
Totally.
trying to figure that out. Pick out my outfits, have my France moments. And yeah,
There are
that was kind of my weekend.
two types of ladies in this world. The
Yes.
ones that pack a carry-on and the
Yes.
ones that check a big ass bag. Which
Mhm.
one are you?
See, I was always carry on for one of two reasons. I broke my checked bag like 2 years ago and I haven't got it fixed. So I was like, we'll just carry on everything. And I can do everything carry on. But at the end of the France trip, I have a work trip in France. So I have to haul so much camera gear that it takes my whole like carry on. Like, there's no room for a pair of shoes or clothes. So I have to check a bag. Like, I could do it. But now I'm excited. Like, I got a little extra room. So I'm going to bring a pair
Yeah.
of boots. Like,
You
normally
could
you
just go
can't bring
shopping
boots.
if you want.
I know I'm going to leave a little extra room for it. So I'm normally not a check bag girl, but also normalize checking a bag. Like, yeah, you might lose your luggage. That would suck, but it's very rare, knock on wood. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel travel influencers especially like demonize people so much, being like, oh, you're not a real traveler unless you just do carry on. I'm like, it's an option. It's convenience. You save money. Definitely do that. But like, if you're someone who's like, no, I'm going to check a bag, check a bag. There's no shame. What are you though?
Yeah. I am the checked bag girl, but I am inspired. We're going to be gone for 3 weeks, and I think I'm going
Mhm.
to do a carry-on because I was gone for 2 weeks and I
Nice.
did a carry-on because
Mhm.
this is my beef. I hate waiting for the checked
It's the
bag.
worst part.
And then you're totally right. What if they lose it? Millie has they've lost her bag, I think, I want to say 3 or 4 times this year.
Mhm.
It's unreal how many times her bag has been lost for days. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, every time I see her, she's like, bag's been lost. I'm like,
Mhm.
how? So it scares me. Also, you know what I never understand is they look really chic. People that have
Yes.
designer suitcases,
Mhm.
chic. But
Yes.
those bitches are getting destroyed. Like, you know that those people with those suitcases are just slamming it, breaking it. Like, I have my base one, base,
Base.
base, yeah, base
Base, I think.
one that Gymshark gave us for Whitney Simmons
Yeah.
event that we went to. So thankful they gave it to us. Best present anybody's ever given
Mhm.
me. That thing is destroyed, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like beige. And I'm just like, I cannot imagine buying Louis Vuitton suitcases and just like allowing them to destroy it. I'm
Yeah.
just like I hope that they're nicer to them, but I feel like they'd
Yeah.
actually probably
Oh,
be meaner to
definitely
them.
meaner. Here's unpopular opinion. I don't have this kind of money. I don't have one. I don't have a. I have a good. I actually just got new luggage. Bonos, Canadian company. Love. It's like a good quality luggage, but it's no Rimowa, Toomey, Dior kind of thing. But there's something about like if someone has a Rimowa and it's beat the crap up, I'm like, I love it. I love to see like a dented aluminum Rimowa. I'm like, you bought it knowing this thing is supposed to take a mileage, not being like, I bought this designer thing and keep it pristine. You know what I mean? Like if you're in like that, I was like, no, you can't buy one of those thinking it's this like beautiful thing. I was like, it's meant to be rugged. It's meant to be like durable and survive. And like, I love the ones that they put the stickers on and it's like this blank canvas that's been destroyed. So like when someone has a Rimowa like that, I'm like, I respect you. That's goals. That's where I hope I am in 20 years. But I won't lie, a checked designer luggage seems dumb. A carry-on, I could see that. It's practically a purse. But checking
I could see that.
to the wild
But
wind.
the thing is, like, sometimes people make you check your carry-on if it's the plane's too full. I hate that. I will be that person that I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll like check it. And then they like put the sticker on and then I just walk on the plane. Like, you guys, I've done that. And one time I did, they got mad at me. One time they were mad. Usually they're fine with it. They're like, just toss the sticker if you really feel that uncomfortable. So then like they don't think you lost your luggage or something. But I am that bitch that does that because I'm nervous. There's a reason I brought a carry-on. I don't want, like, I have camera gear in it.
Yeah. I got a confession. If there's ever been a moment you've seen me like not at my best version in public, and it's been like, I've never thrown a fit, but I've been like begging, tears, them trying to check my carry-on. Because usually I have like literally my only expensive things I own are my camera, my laptop, my hard drives. I'm like, you can burn my apartment. Keep my hard drives. Like all my, like, I don't care. Burn it all. Keep my hard drives. And like, those are not going under. I was like, put me under. Keep my hard drives. Like, I was like, that's my most prized possession. So like, and so like the amount of times they've been like, and luckily someone gets it. Cause I'm like, and I usually don't have like, I'll put it wherever. Just like, please let me keep my laptop and hard drives, my camera equipment. Like I'll do anything. And like, usually they're so nice. Like once I say camera equipment and like work gear, they're the flight attendants, and like I kiss the floor of flight attendants because they have to put up through so much. So I feel so bad. But I've definitely like puppy dog eyes been like, please don't check it. I'll do anything. I'll pay anything. I'll pay extra. And I've luckily puppy dog my eyes out of that situation. But one time it didn't work and I didn't have a hard carry on. It was a soft. So I had to take out everything out of my bag and I held everything as my personal item, and they just checked an empty check bag.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah, it was.
They're just being cruel to you at that point.
I won't lie, I was in Russia and I do want to get in trouble. So I was like,
that is fair.
I was like, I don't know what you'll do to me over here. So I'm just
here, ma'am, take my bag.
Yep, take it. So they checked an empty checked bag and I held everything.
That is nuts.
So
I think there are people that are like in really good moods at the airport, and then there are people that are in really bad moods at the airport. And like, sadly, 80% are in the bad moods, and then the 20%, you know, if someone's ever really nice to me, I go out of my way to like be very thankful and say I appreciate you, because I don't know, I just feel like traveling that industry, they're all tainted. They're all sick of everyone. Bad. They're like, you're a bunch of sheep. So just listen to me. Like, and I get it. I totally get it, because I've watched people be psychotic.
People are crazy. They're the worst version of themselves, and they have to deal with it every day. Well, like they're trying to save our lives, like keep us safe. And we're just being like, burr, 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 burr. And they're like, you could die. Like, listen to us. They're like, you know what I mean? As flight attendants, they're like, we're trying to tell you how to save your life if there's an emergency. Please listen. But enough about traveling, because we'll save that for another episode. Let's get into the right now. What's happening this week? And we got some pop culture topics. But before that, do you have any hot takes from the weekend for us?
My hot take is I'm too old for bachelorette parties. And what I mean by this is like my 7th bachelorette party. This time I planned the whole thing. And I think it took a year off of my life to deal with everything, putting my card down on everything, making sure everything went smoothly, and totally well worth it to see one of my best friends very happy. And I don't want her to lift a finger. But you know what? I'm done. And sadly, I know I'm not.
Nope. Because I was like, yeah, you got mine still.
I know. I'll be going to yours. I'll be going to Ashley's. I'll be going to Jordan's. I just know I'm not done. But like, I have some friends that have phased into the baby face, and that actually is much more peaceful. A baby shower, I don't even have to go. I can just give them a little present. And I like, you know, like
Yeah.
bachelorettes, man, you get drunk, you constantly are meeting new people, which I like, but it can be tiring.
Yeah.
And you deal with creepy men all the time at bachelorette parties. They always like to leech onto you. And I'm just tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's my hot
I
take.
feel that. Actually, I'm going to change my hot take to align with yours. Love going to bachelorette party too. Last one I just went to was so much fun, but I didn't realize till I got into it that I was at my brother's fiance's bachelorette party, and I didn't put two and two together till the games started coming. And I was like, "Oh my god, I have to play my." I was like, "No, I am not playing these games. I do not want to hear about this." And I just like had to be like, "La-di-da, I'm not putting two and two together." But what's going on?
What were the games?
Just, you know, the classic, like, there was one where you had to, like, with a cucumber, make the image of a male part, and then the bachelorette
What kind
had
of
to.
games are you guys playing?
Yeah, there's
Are
just
you
like
12?
a lot of just a lot of classic bachelorette penis joke ones, and you don't put two and two together. So I'm like, the penis is related to me. That is disturbing on so many levels. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm not gonna relive it.
Oh,
I'm not
like
gonna
her
relive
favorite position on the cucumber or something?
No, which one looked the most like his?
Oh, that's
like-
gnarly.
I'm like,
That's
no.
We
That
did
is-
not play anything like that at mine.
Yeah.
But to
Oh,
be
we
fair,
never
Michael's
played-
sister planned it.
Yeah. So that's what I was like. But imagine that's why
Oh.
she planned it, so she didn't have to
That's
do
so
those kind of
gross.
things. I'm like, it was funny, but when they started explaining the game, everyone looked at me. I'm like, oh my god. Just
That, I don't blame
Great
you.
time,
That would be jarring.
Mm-hmm. You just had to blur it out. I just had to be like, oh, it's just Kennedy's boyfriend I've never met. Just had to blur it out.
Yeah. You know what's something new that I did?
Mm.
I hired her a male stripper.
And nice.
I'd never had one. And you know what? He didn't fully strip. And I was confused because I thought they did. And one of my friends that was there, she said they usually do, and they usually helicopter that thing around. And I was like, oh, no, this stripper was the most polite, consensual stripper I've ever met.
Wow.
And I've only met one.
Gentleman.
He was such a gentleman. He goes, at one point, he's like too scared to touch anybody. So he's just thrust in the air near them. And he does like take his shirt off. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
He shows us that he's wearing a thong at one point. And like he was funny, but at one point we're doing the conga line with him. Like we were just not the crowd for a stripper. And he keeps saying, "Are you okay?" to Millie. And we just keep throwing her at him. We're like, no, this is her thing, not ours. Because he kept trying to go to everybody. We're like, no way. And then he would be like, one more song? Are you guys okay? And I was like, oh my God, are strippers usually this nice? I thought like the entire point was like supposed to be like jarring a little. But yeah. So that was fun. I think I would definitely hire one, but I would kind of want them to, you know, show a bit more.
Go all out.
That's my opinion. Yeah, right?
Full out.
Like,
that's what the guys are getting, so we might as well.
Exactly. Why are the guys? But it's so funny because girls are like screaming, like, oh my God, it's so fun. You just know guys are creepy about it. They're just staring like with bleh, gross. Where girls are like giggling. Like literally he danced on somebody and they're like laughing so hard. You know, like you're just having fun with it.
Yeah, it's all for the fun.
Yeah. He got extremely sweaty within like a 5-minute performance. And then at one point he's just sweating on everybody. And we were like, it's gotta go. You gotta go.
Maybe
sir.
that's why
It is not okay anymore.
He was so wanting consent because he's like, there's actual bodily fluids. I sweat. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why he was.
I think Ashley at one point said, "You're too sweaty. Get away."
Yeah, part of the problem.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one?
A male stripper?
Yeah.
Why do I feel
they're very rare? Magic Mike doesn't count.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I feel like
Magic
I've just seen like Magic Mike level stripping. I've seen like that, but I don't think I've ever been at a party that was full on stripper.
Yeah, me either.
I've seen video. Have I seen? No, I don't know. It's obviously
we went to that Thunder Down Under thing for mine.
Yeah,
they were honestly more promiscuous than this real stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like I needed a refund a little bit.
Yeah, next time. Listen, You know what?
Next
It
time.
eased you into it. Eased you into the helicopter.
Definitely. The helicopter just kills me. What else would they perform?
Right? That's all men are good for. Just kidding.
Yeah, helicoptering.
So, shall we jump into the headlines?
Yes.
So, number 1, I thought this was fitting. Women's Health Classic Magazine releases every year their like beauty awards. Obviously, Cosmopolitan does it, Vogue, they all do it. But I thought Women's Health was appropriate, so I thought we could run through their winners and we give them our stamp of approval, thumbs up, thumbs down for like skincare, makeup. Ready?
Okay.
Number 1, best body sunscreen, Supergoop. Hot or not?
Oh, I'd say hot. I actually like Supergoop.
Me, I know people love it. Us dry girls, it's mattifying. I've personally never loved it, but some girls love it. But doesn't work for me.
Okay, which one do you like then?
I do love Necessaires. I talk about it so much,
Okay.
but once again, like if you have a darker skin tone, I've heard it white casts. So once again, it's about finding the one that works for you. And us pale dry girls will love that. Oh my God, all the notifications are popping up and I can't see the screen. We're back. Anyways, next one, best body wash, Dove Hydration Boost body wash. Have you ever used it?
Actually, yes, I have the cucumber one.
Oh,
is it hot or not? Oh,
yeah.
You know, the ingredients I'm like a little iffy on. Mm-hmm. Like I just haven't really looked into it, so I don't buy it. But when it's near me, I don't say no. So I'd say it's hot. I do think it feels nice.
Yeah. Mid. It used to be my go-to, but then I've just kind of outgrown it. I was like, you want to use this? So it reminds me of like being younger. You know what I mean? Like the scent. I remind like from other times. Or just it reminds me of like certain times in my life. And I'm like, I've outgrown that stage. So it's not really the scent. But if it's in there, like I go to my mom's, it's in, I'll use it.
Yeah. Do you know Bath and Body Works? Do you guys have that in Canada?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Winter candy apple, the seasonal smell, reminds me of my teenage years.
Yep.
So I get it. That's the Dove's yours. Okay.
Exactly. There's a pumpkin one and a vanilla one from Bath Body Works. It does the same for me. Reminds me of fall of like high school kind of thing.
Good vibes.
Okay. Best body lotion, Vaseline, but specifically the Radiant and Even Tone body lotion.
No, Vaseline?
Yeah, it's like the brand Vaseline. You know, there's not just a tub of Vaseline. Vaseline also has it like moisturizers and things.
Be slipping. I like Vaseline. I've never tried this though.
Hot take. I know Vaseline's like a dupe and a lot of people love it. And I used to, and now I hate it because I used to use it. And for whatever reason, it takes a while to like absorb. And I ruined so many running shoes, like sneakers, not so many too. But that was a big deal for me back then because I'd wear it and then like it would get a little greasy and then it would attract so much dirt. And suddenly my white shoes are like permanently black. So I'm a little scarred from Vaseline. Like I know it's a great dupe. If it's all I have, I'll use it. But it ruined a pair of shoes. So not worth the money for me.
Fair.
Best body lotion. Necessaire's the body retinol. No, I said body lotion. Best body retinol. Necessaire's body retinol. And I 10 out of 10 recommend. I love this.
Okay. Haven't tried it.
I remember us talking about you saying not trying it. But if you want a body retinol, would recommend. Okay. We're on to makeup. Best lip and cheek tint. Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint. Have you tried it?
No, but Milk just reached out and was like, can we send you some product? And I was like, done.
Do it.
Yes, please. Oh, yeah. I was like, absolutely. I was just eyeing them at Sephora.
Yeah. Their bronzer. It's not one of those. Love their liquid bronzer. I use as like my contour for like a no makeup day. Like you just want a little bit of like a glowy. Oh, love. I'm wearing it right now.
Ooh.
Best lip product. Rhode Peptide Lip Tint.
Oh, okay. I have not tried this yet.
Yeah.
Have you?
I have. I love it. It's worth the hype, but it's a nuisance to get to Canada. So it's actually not worth it because I've tried other products that are just as good. Ole Henson's and Power 23 or Tower.
Is this
number? Yeah, that one. Same. They're like the exact same.
I was going to say,
it's great.
It's part of my top 10, but I literally went to Sephora the other day in Washington and this guy was helping me and I was asking him, I was like, hey, what do you think on Summer Fridays? And he was like, oh, like everybody loves it, but my favorite that like if you're into skincare and is a peptide. And how do you pronounce this?
All Hennenstein. It's like I think it's German.
Yeah,
I'm
but
looking.
it's amazing. I have like the orange flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, smells delicious.
2 dupes. That one and Tower. I was just trying to look at the number. I think
Tower
it's Tower
28.
28. 28. I
Love
always forget the
them.
number it is. It's lip peptide. Both are unbelievable. And I find they're the exact same as Rhode. Rhode's good. It's just for me, you can't get it from Sephora. It's like a nuisance to get. So maybe it's a little better, but it's not
Yeah.
worth like waiting 3 weeks for it to come to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, best skin tint. CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfecting Essence. Do you have any preference
Ooh.
for skin tints? And have you tried this one?
Oh, no, you know me. I'm not the best with makeup. I have not tried that one. But I'm not a bit like tint as in bronzer or as in like
No.
a
Have you
primer?
used a
What's
skin
a
tint
tint?
before?
Like a sunscreen?
It's like a CC cream, but kind of like
Oh, I have
it's like a
one.
way. It's kind of like that, but it's really light. So it's meant to be like it's more like hydrating serum, but gives a little bit of coverage, kind of thing.
Oh no, I haven't. I have one. Maybelline, I want to say,
Yeah.
but it's like a BB cream, not a CC cream.
Oh, BB. That's what I meant. I said CC. I
Oh,
meant BB. Yeah.
I do actually really like it. So I have to. What is this one called? Did you say?
So this is
CoverGirl?
Maybelline's CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. So
Oh,
there's
I'll
a
have to
nice
try
little one to
this.
try out.
Okay.
I have not tried, but I'm just like a sucker for a skin tint. I've tried them all, and I almost feel bad recommending because they're so depends on your skin type. Like
Totally.
everyone's loves or hates them. Like I love Bare Minerals and Kosas and Hourglass, amazing. But then I've tried a couple others, and I'm like, this is not good. So
Yeah. Even like foundation. I feel like some people love that. And like I went to Sephora one time and said, every foundation makes me look cakey. Can you find me one that I would like? I was in there for 30 minutes and she was like, could not find a single thing that didn't make me look cakey. She was like,
yeah,
I'm sorry. Like,
it takes
don't
so
wear
long.
foundation. I'm like, okay.
And then one day you'll find one, and then they'll discontinue it after a year. And
Yes.
that's being a girl. That's being a girl.
That's called girlhood.
Shall we jump into some skincare products? So,
Yes.
best cleanser, Clark's Botanics Heal and Hydra B. I've never even heard of this brand. Have you heard of
either.
Clark's? No.
No,
What's your
you think
go-to?
I've heard of this? For what?
Cleanser.
Oh. Like face wash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I really had to think about this.
I was like, I feel that's the most common.
No, I know.
skincare thing.
I have a La Roche one I use, but also one that I've been using. I got from Barcelona last year at like this organic spa.
Nice.
I shopped locally, bitch.
Well done. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Look at her. Look at her.
That's why I was like,
girly.
wait, what do I use? But like, to be fair, I didn't bring it on my 2-week trip.
Yeah.
I just use like cleansing wipes. So I got to get better at that.
Not the best. I'm a sucker for the Drunk Elephant one. They last so long, and the cleansing balm, and then I finish with their like jelly cream. And I've used it for like 3 years, and it's just that's their moisturizer. It's a cleanser. So you first use the cleansing balm.
But you said jelly cream.
Yeah, it's like jelly. So first use a cleansing balm to like get off all the makeup and all that. And then after you go in with their like jelly cleanser, and that really gets all the dirt and all that. And I do notice I used to just kind of like wash my face. Actually, here's a tip. Here's a great tip. I just kind of like wash my face, splash water, get it off, go. And now I take the time, especially around my nose where I get like blackheads and Sicilian fill or whatever those things are. And I take that and I spend like 30 seconds gently, but I scrub. And I'm like, get in there, get in there. And it has reduced my blackheads so much in like a month. For just like not just mindfully, just like wash face, take off. Like, and now I'm realizing, I'm like, no, you actually have to make sure the makeup's off and just taking that little, no extra money, nothing spent, just taking a little extra time. And it's significantly helped. So there's a little cost efficient tip.
I'm going to go back to this episode when I need to buy cleanser and I'm going to listen to this. All of these. Like, haha.
That's what we're here for. I'll rapid fire last 2. Best moisturizer, Untoxicated Skincare, which I've never even heard of. I'm like, where are they finding these brands?
I've never heard of that either.
And you just showed us your favorite moisturizer.
I do like Drunk Elephant. I like Clinique. Moisture
I
Surge.
ooh, I do love Drunk Elephants I use, but I did go to Zoe Skin, like medical grade, and I will say, just if I have one tip with makeup and skincare, it's or not makeup, skincare, like stick with one brand. Because I found like I've had so many times where I try like this brand, then that brand, and this, and like my whole 8 steps are all from different brands, and like I'm not smart enough to know what's counteracting. Like they're not meant to work together. So once I stuck to like just 2 solid brands for my whole routine, and this is helping with my girlfriends too. They were trying all these different products, trying this, adding that. And once they were like, I'm just doing this skincare line, it did help because there wasn't like random interactions going. And then finish up with your favorite best mineral sunscreen.
Ooh, best mineral. Right now I'm on, I think it's
Yeah.
Hippie Organic.
Okay.
I got it at Mother's Market. I'm pretty positive it's
Yeah.
called Hippie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a mineral sunscreen that's clean. It feels great. I use it every single day, multiple times a day.
Love that. Love that for you. Their recommendation was Lion Pose. Once again, some of these brands I knew, and some are like, where do you get these from?
Yeah,
But
I have no idea.
they're loving.
Marketing
And
ploy. Actually, where did you get this article?
Women's Health.
Yeah, I feel like people pay to have these things featured on the account of I'm married to somebody that does PR.
That makes sense. Like you, I mean, I've always wondered, like Sephora has it, Cosmopolitan has it, all those where it's like Elle's choice, this one's choice, and like there's always affiliate links.
Yeah.
Always
And
affiliate
it's like
links.
not always, but like majority of the time people are paying for PR and they're like, I can get you featured on this as top X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And it could even be as simple as it seems seedy. And I think that's like a realization. We think marketing's all bad, but like out of those, 80% was just the writer's actual favorite, but like 2% were paid. Do you know what I mean? And like it could be as simple
Or
as
all of
that,
them.
or it could be them all. You never know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. Which leads actually perfectly into the next headline, which I saw from the New Yorker and the New York Times, one of those two. The no diet, no exercise, get slim quick hack. Have you ever wondered how celebrities always look like their legs are free of cellulite, their cheekbones chiseled? It's because they're getting regular lymphatic drainage massages, the beauty hack taking over Hollywood. And have you ever had a lymphatic drainage massage? And if you have, what were your thoughts?
No, and I really, really want to get one. I've come so close to doing it. And then when push comes to shove, I'm like, fuck it. Give me a nice massage. I don't want this one. So I've never done it, but I'm actually someone that really struggle with cellulite. Like that is, I've always had it. It's genetic. There are times in my life, like when I'm lifting heavier, it helps a little bit or like skin elasticity. But I think it would actually be helpful. Have you done it?
I've done every kind. I'm a big lover of just testing things, and there's like different ones. There's like a really soft manual one, and they barely touch you. It feels like, and this is the idea like they're actually not moving your muscles, they're moving your lymph nodes according to them. And it's like I fall asleep every time, but it's all about like they just kind of poke and kind of slightly move. And it's almost like they're petting in a way, but there's all this, it's supposed to help things drain. And then there's all the way to like this super intense one, like the Brazilian, I think it is. And they use all these tools and they're scraping. And then there's these machines as well. And they're like almost like a suction cup. And sometimes you'll see them, you'll wear like the white suit and they'll like suction you on and do all. And here's my thoughts, honest thoughts. Everyone's going to be different. And I think it depends. Like I don't suffer from cellulite, but if you did those suction cup ones or like the really crazy Brazilian, I think that if you're someone who suffers with cellulite, me just putting 2 and 2 together, it would help because it's just like breaking up. You know what I mean? It's just kind of getting things flowing. So like I've just seen even with dry brushing the effects. So I think, and I just have very slight, we all have cellulite, but I'm just lucky genetically that's not something I'm cursed with, but I notice the benefits even myself with doing it. So I think if you're someone, it could help, like it's worth the benefit, but I think you'd have to do like the intense ones. Like I don't think those light movements. Now, is it going to make you like de-bloat like crazy? Like I kind of hate when it's like they show these before and afters of girls and it's like these drastic changes in people who like think it's going to make this big difference. It does make a difference, but it's very slight. And I don't know if it's always worth your money. Now, here's where I think it's worth your money. You've just traveled. You've gone overseas. You've had like a weekend of a ton of fun. And for whatever reason, you have to be in a crop top the next day. Go get one of these things. It's going to be like just a little, get things moving. You'll feel better, maybe a little bit of definition, but that's where I'm like, especially Hollywood actors, they're flying all over, models. They're supposed to be on a photo shoot the next day. Like they're going to do everything possible. But like for me, for example, say I'm flying to Sweden on Monday. I'm not going to get a lymphatic drainage when I get there because I can just wear a hoodie for 3 days. Like I'm not going to film my shot thumbnail the next day. But if I was, on the flip side, I'm coming back in July and it's my birthday weekend. So yeah, I want to look hot on my birthday weekend. I'll probably wear something flashy. So I'm going to treat myself on my birthday. And is it going to make a difference? Very, 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 very slightly. But I'm going to do it for that. And it's not a miracle, but it definitely, I will say, it just kind of, you know, when you feel swollen after flying or weekend,
Me right now.
it just kind of helps a little. But like,
I
I
agree.
also think sometimes a regular massage can also do it. But if you can get the machines, I've personally noticed a change. But like you said, it's not, if you're someone who's like really tight on money, just skip it. But if you're like,
Yeah.
I've got a photo shoot, I got my birthday, I'm flying in from somewhere, I got a little extra money, I was going to book a massage anywhere, try it. And I think some people are more, like some people just hold water more than others. Like I think that's just genetics. So I think it's going to affect some people more. But I think you should try it. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. I know. I almost did in Barcelona and then I didn't because it was so much cheaper there. And I need to because like that's something that actually does bother me. It stops me from wearing certain shorts. Like there are certain things I just don't feel good wearing.
Yeah.
Like, and but it's seasons for me. And if I'm really good with like lifting heavier on my leg days, doing like a certain scrub for the elasticity, and then also like always rolling out. Like I do so many random things and like you can feel it. Like I don't know. Some people like probably don't have it as bad as I do, but like you can feel the tightness with your skin. It's like painful when you roll right where you have it. So I just try and break it up because it's just these little fat barriers. So it's like cellulite doesn't mean that you are overweight. It's just like how your body, it could be your skin. Like my skin is super like fair. It's like, we don't joke, it's like translucent in the sense of like if I get a scar, it stays on me like a tiny little scar. So it's just like, it just all shows in my legs. So I'm like, I want to try one of those. I should probably find one here in Puerto Rico.
If you're in Vancouver, Settee, I think it's her studio. She's amazing. Just like woman-owned business. She's awesome. And that's my favorite. So I'll get that recommendation. But if not, Sephora and brands have those like wooden things. And you can try, it's almost like, and you just put on some body oil and you just kind of scrape it. I've seen that. So worth a try.
Definitely.
Okay. Number 3, quick little headline, high protein diets. Every time I open Instagram, TikTok, that is the it diet, I would say. Not even like diet, but just like we're all getting into our protein era. We're all seeing the benefits of it. So I just thought, let's give some tips of your favorite way to get in protein and how do you personally know you're getting enough protein?
Okay. Am I starting?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been on this cut journey. So like knowing I lacked protein was not the, first rodeo I dealt with. So typically I don't love to track my macros all the time. I don't think everyone does. So what I do is I'll track it if I ever feel like I'm swaying in the sense of like I just am not sure if I'm getting enough protein in. Maybe I'm being really lazy on my protein shakes. For me, I have to supplement it because I don't eat a lot of protein dense food. So I'll just like maybe track a day, kind of reevaluate, see where I'm at, and then add in protein where I can. And then the ways I get it is it's a lot of shakes. It's a lot of protein bars. Like I'm somebody that has just learned to supplement it that way because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'll do lentils. Like I love those. I love chickpeas. I like Greek yogurt. So just like adding in little things where you can. I see a lot of people, like I'm training a lot of girls right now one-on-one, and they'll have certain things like quesadillas, throw some chicken in there, throw more beans in there, like maybe throw some Greek yogurt on top of it. Just to try and think of like any ways you can add a little bit more protein here and there. Even at Costco, there's Orgain protein shakes. They're 30 grams a shake and they're tiny and they taste like chocolate milk. They're delicious.
I love that.
What do you think?
How I know I'm getting it enough, like I feel there's a lot of debate, but this is how I've just kind of manually done it because I don't track, but I'm conscious. So I just do the math briefly of like, 3 times a day, I'm getting about a handful, fistful size of meat, because like I'm a meat eater. I do enjoy meat. Not every girl does, but I'm talking to the girls who enjoy it. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I know I'm getting about a palm size amount. That's about 30 grams. Do that 3 times. That's 90 grams. Plus I always have a snack, and I love, like, I found like some sweet treat for me that's protein filled: protein bar, protein shake, protein ice cream. And I just throw in, boom, 4 times 30, 120 grams protein. That's enough for me. Like, that's kind of the consciousness of it. And like every once in a while, I might be under, but most days, if anything, I go over, because that's not even accounting for the protein that's in spinach, oatmeal. Like everything also has those like small little bits of protein. So that's why I'm like not stressed. And like, just to make sure I eat enough meal is like, that's one thing I will meal prep if I do, is like every week I just try and like bulk do a full pan of salmon or a full pan of chicken. So it's just like easy to throw in, like, oh, I made pasta, might as well throw on a chicken breast or whatever the case is. And I think you gave a great example for someone who doesn't eat meat, and then I gave an example for someone who does. And there we go.
Yeah, I love
2
that.
different versions.
Perfect.
Then something you'll also love. I've got a game for you that I think you'll like. So here's how much Travis Kelce has spent on gifts for Taylor Swift this year. So first, you got to guess how much money he spent on her in gifts. And 2, see if you know any of the gifts. Now, some premise, you can't include trips, anything like dinners out, because obviously he's done that. I'm just talking like hard, she can put on her body, wear it kind of gifts. She's wearing these things. So
Okay.
how much do you think he spent?
Ooh. Only a year, right?
Yes, 1 year.
I gotta go for 500,000 if she's wearing it, because I feel like if it's over, that's a little too much, in the sense of like too creepy, like too flashy. This woman has everything she ever needs, you know? And like, I just feel like it'd be necklaces. I can't imagine him being like, here is a $200,000 pair of shoes. Like, I just don't see that. So, okay. What is
Your
it?
guess is 500,000?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it? Okay.
Wait, off of how much he spent in total for a year?
On just like gifts, just like physical gifts he's given her in 1 year.
I would say 500,000.
Okay.
I feel
the
like
total,
he's rich.
Okay, before I give the premise of guess what he's given. Do you know any of the things he's given her?
He got her, probably like a necklace with her on it. I don't know.
Yeah. I was wondering if you've like heard.
Okay. I thought it was like some necklace that had to do with them, but that now I'm thinking of Alex Earl and her boyfriend and the panda necklace.
You were in the right ballpark. So the first guess was a custom tennis bracelet that did have, I believe, his initials on it. So for $6,500. Next was a matching pair of Louis Vuitton shoes with a matching purse for about $4,000. Then a Ferragio, I forget how to say that brand, a leather jacket for $5,100. And rounding it off with a Cartier gold watch at $22,000 for a whopping total of $37,755. So when I was like, I think he's a smart man. He knows this woman can buy anything she wants. He can't buy her like Forever 21. He's got to get her quality. But if he wants to date her long term, I think guys think that way of like, if I buy her a Birkin, how do I one up a Birkin? You know what I mean? Like, I think he's slowly got. So I think men, I've noticed that men are smart like that. They were just like, if I get her the Chanel purse now, like they just start with like a nice, the guys who have a lot of money, I'm saying, just like let's start with a little, just like Louis Vuitton, like coin purse. And then maybe just like a little tiny charm, but you know what I mean? He's thinking long-term, this man. That's commitment.
You know what that's called? That's like how girls are like, well, I can't sleep with him on the first date.
Yes,
I can't give it all away.
Energy.
But the boys are like, I can't buy her a Birkin on the first date. I can't give it away.
Trust me, guys think they're seeing it. And every guy that my friends have dated that I've done, every single one who's like one of those guys who he's got some money, can buy some gifts. They're thinking, if they actually care about this girl, they're thinking long term. They're like, oh, she's not getting a Birkin right away. That's a wedding gift. Otherwise, how do you one up a Birkin? I got to buy her a car next. Like, they're like, no.
Totally. How much
She
is a
started.
Birkin? What's an average price on a Birkin?
So I'm going to
I feel like
completely
I've
butcher
heard a
this,
lot
but
about Birkins lately.
so the weird thing about them, once again, I've never bought anything Hermes, so like I'm not an expert, but like you have to earn a Birkin, so you have to get like store credit. Like you have to have a sales associate at her. Listen, it's like a whole market. It's genius. So like you can't walk in and be like, I want a Birkin. No, 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 no. You got to like, you just start with buying like a little coaster or maybe a little scarf, just the little things. And then maybe like, then you buy, a little table set or a keychain, and then you buy something a little bit more, and then you always buy from the same sales associate, and then over time you have them on speed dial, and then one day the sales associate's going to say, Sav, we have a Birkin waiting for you, come get
You're
it.
kidding
And
me.
now listen, you can say yes or no. But you say no, you might never get offered again, but you don't know what they're giving you. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like they come in and be like, which Birkin would you like? It's like, this Birkin's available for you for 10 to 30K. They're usually going for.
That sounds ridiculous.
It's crazy, but it's genius. It's genius because then you have to like earn it. So it's not like now the resell, because not everyone can get them. Like then they resell for 20 to 100K, a lot of them. And then like the more you buy that, then you get the rare ones. And then you get the ones that you actually wanted a pink crocodile pattern one or whatever. And the crocodile ones are worth like $500,000. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I will say, if you got like the resale value, like you want to talk about an investment, you get one of those, you keep it, like whew, they just go
totally.
up and up and up and up. So
that's funny. There's
my world.
I heard it on Gilmore Girls, so I had to Google it, and then I had heard of it. I just didn't know what it was, and then I had texted Michael, being like, "I learned what a Birkin is, and I want one." And I said, he was laughing. He's like, of course you didn't know what this was. And I go, I feel like if you were a girl, you would have a Birkin. Because Michael's bougie. He's like he loves to be a bougie bitch. And I love that about him. His mom is as well. I think that's where he got it. He loves the finer things in life. He won't spend it on himself ever, but he loves finer things. And he was like, oh, 1000%. If I was a girl, I'd have a Birkin. And then that night,
where's mine?
I know. I was like, well, noted. If we have children, like I would like one. Good to know. It's hard to get them. But one of my friends, Bentley is snoring, but one of my friends here, it was her birthday dinner and she had this purse and someone was like, oh my God, I love your Birkin. She was like, thank you. And I like, look, and I'm like, I just saw that on Gilmore Girls. And I realized that made me look totally lame. And then she was like, yeah, for my birthday, I just got one on resale. And I was like, the woman bought her own Birkin. And I was like, well, good for you. This makes sense. I was like, resell. And I wasn't going to ask because I already sounded stupid talking about Gilmore Girls. So I was like, I wonder why she wouldn't just go into the store. And I was like, maybe it's just a color she wanted. And I just didn't think about it. And now this makes sense. But I mean, props to the girlie. She's a little entrepreneur. So treat yourself. But
here's another rumor. Now, I don't know. I've never bought anything like this. Like I have one designer purse that I've worn for 5 years and that's it. But apparently the rumor is you also can't resell, like a Rolex and a Birkin, you're not actually allowed to resell. It's one of those, like if they found out you resold it, like, cause then to stop people from buying it and resell, you know what I mean? And all this. And so like, it's like kind of no. And so like, that's like or even if you find out you were buying a resold one, that you're kind of like frowned upon, like if they find out. But I think most of the Birkins out there are like a guy buys it for the girl, they break up and she sells it and makes 20K.
Totally.
That's where like 90% of the Birkins on the resale value are, which I'm like, respect.
Totally. And then you know what? Are they all really tiny? Because hers was tiny.
So there's a Keltie as well, which is it's not the Birkin. It's kind of like a smaller version, but there's different size ones. So like, you don't know what you get. But I will say, if you want to see, which is like, I went back to like the Rimowa, the damaged Rimowa. There's something I love about it. If you look up, I forget her first name, but who the Birkin's actually named after. The girl, it is because it's actually a travel bag. That's why it's like structured and big. It's meant to be like your carry-on personal item. You stuff it full of things. And it's like, if you actually look into Hermes, it's all like handcrafted. It's actually like a work of art. Like it's actually very respectful in terms of like craftsmanship. But they're meant to be like destroyed and beat up and like stuffed full of things and traveled across the world. And you see how she uses it. And it's just shoved full of things and it's destroyed and it's big. And it's just like seeing life. And like, as much as you can buy these things and they collect dust and you make money, there's something I love so much of like good quality things, like seeing life. So like if I
Yeah.
ever see a Birkin and it's just disheveled and beat up and I'm like, oh, I love it. It's something I
Yeah.
love so much about that.
Yeah. I need to like get more familiar with these things. It was Logan had bought Rory a Birkin
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls, you guys.
Uh-huh.
And then today I found out Champagne Problems by Taylor Swift was
Yeah.
written for like about Logan and Rory. Their couple names, Lori. But yeah, isn't that wild? But he bought her a Birkin. And I was like,
love that.
oh.
I manifest you all get a Birkin to either use, abuse, or resell and make a ton of money.
If we ever get one, we'll let you know.
I will. Trust me. Oh, but don't hold your breath.
I know, same.
I've used the same purse for 5 years, and it's
Michael's like, you don't even
apart.
appreciate this shit. You didn't even know what it was. He's like, I'll never get you that. I'm like, yeah,
I can respect it. Maybe I'm going to France. Maybe I'll just pop into Paris and Hermes and just be like, I demand a Birkin.
I demand it. Literally, Michael in France, he was like, it's your day. Treat yourself to whatever you want. And I was like, okay. And I bought a puffy jacket.
Respect.
Granted, it was from Prada, but he was cackling. He's like, I gave you anything. And he was like, the whole day, you can shop any store. I didn't like anything. Oh, actually, I did buy the Louis Vuitton dress. Oh, so I got the Prada jacket and Louis Vuitton. But it was honestly, they're both sporty spice. And he's just like, oh God. He's like, you know, I'm so happy I married you and not like a super girl. Like he's like, and not me in a girl form. Cause he's like, I would have been tearing up the store. And I was just like, I mean, I like this puffy jacket. I see Lucy Davis wears it. And then I'm like, oh, and this dress, it looks like a scuba outfit. I think I'll get this one. And he was like, okay, anything else? And I was like, no. And then, but at the same time, it's the prices that I'm like, this is so stupid. I'll never wear this. But I do wear the Louis Vuitton dress. So maybe invest in a nice dress. I wear that like, I bring it everywhere. I do think it's top-notch quality.
That's when to splurge. Those lifelong, wear forever, can pass down to your kids.
Yeah. Or wallets, like things you'll wear more than just like something you're too scared to get dirty or something.
Exactly. Like you said, my designer purse I've worn every day for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's held up. So $1 a wear, it is now at 2 cents a wear. So
definitely.
Maybe I was like, it might need retirement, this bad boy. It's getting to be embarrassing.
Yeah, definitely. I got my first purse from Louis Vuitton was a backpack. Michael's like, you don't want a purse? Yeah. I'm like, no, I want a backpack. I'm like, that's way more logical.
Practical.
So,
with practical, we should wrap this up so we can let people go on their day, get back to work, stop listening to us, and do something productive. Just kidding.
Sounds great.
But if you guys want, you can hit us up at Hitting the Bars, leave a confession session, and we love to read them at the end of episodes. And you can also give us a follow there.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.